So good morning. Here we are at the 9th of Adar, Purim week. Who needs a refuah?
Shmuel ben Devorah, Shmuel ben Merav, Hillel ben Hillel, Baruch Yehuda, Baruch Yehuda ben Yehudis, Yehudis called the Basili Zahana, Haim Yaakov Zev ben Sarah, Yosef Yosak ben Lior, Shoshana bas Hana, Gila Zelda bas Rachaleah, Yaakov Shaul ben Hana Miriam, and Yehudit Gila bas Rachaleah.
Well, a long list. Refuah Shlema B'Kodev, that list should get short.
Well, I need to find out how those boys are, but so far I haven't been able to find out.
Okay, well, I guess you'll keep trying. Someone must know. In any case, let's not get diverted from our thing, which learns Torah, so that the Torah will be brought down below and heal all of them.
Amen.
Also, I have my list. Tuvia ben Avram, Yair ben Adela, Yisrael ben Yomin ben Leah Gittel, Devor Leah bas Rus Ohuva Liba, Rivka Mina bas Chaya Esther. Anybody else?
Yes, I have Shalom Dovber ben Rachel Bela.
Amen. Okay, the 9th of Adar. Okay. So the Fida Kedaveh tells us that when someone walks the street and thinks words of Mishnah or Tanya, or sits in his store with Chumash or Tilim, by the way, that's Chitas plus Mishnayos, that is more valued. The word is used is das is teurer. Teurer means dearer or precious. I would have translated, but who am I, right? I would say this is more precious. But anyway, it's more valued today than it was when the streets were bright with the light of Torah. It's interesting, when I had a Rebbe in Yeshiva who came from Europe, as virtually everybody did, and he told me, as we were talking about what it was before the Holocaust, and he said before the Holocaust, it was like, he said, the streets were bright with the light of Torah. He didn't use that word, but that expression. And he said the face of the average person had a cluster ponim, a shine like the face of the Rebbe. There was a light. The streets were bright with the light of Torah. We must go about in the street. We must not go about in the street with an empty heart. We must have some Torah memorized to take with us into the street. Of course, now we're a little bit off the hook because everywhere we go, we can just look at it on our phone and say Torah and think Torah as we're walking. Just be careful where you walk. Okay, that's Hayom Yom. Lessons in Tanya, we're starting a new chapter. Chapter Lamed Beis, heart. The heart. And in Likutei Moharan, it's on page Mem Aleph, 41. Perek Lamed Beis, Perek heart. V'hinei al yedei kiyum hadvorim ha'anal. Through fulfilling the things that we've spoken about above, namely, that one's body, and I'm going to put the words as I always do in per se, that the affairs of the flesh per se should be despised, disgusting in your eyes, because the body is meant to be a chariot to godliness, not to be something that one indulges for its own sake. Rak, on the other hand, you're using the body. The joy that you feel in your body as you do Torah mitzvahs should be the simcha of the soul alone. And here's because the word nefesh is that part of the soul, the godly soul, which is adhering to the body. So the body, as I said, becomes a chariot for elikus, for godliness. So this is the straight and easy way, the Alter Rebbe says, Lo v'ladei kiyam mitzvahs, to come to the fulfilling the mitzvah of v'ahavta l'recha kamoicha, to love your neighbor, your friend as yourself. That you're not looking at the body per se, you're not judging, and the body goes along with a particular worldview of some person, which are, remember, thought, speech, and action are only the garments of the soul, but you're habituating yourself to get a sense of the soul of whom you're speaking with or whom you're interacting with. So that this is the pathway, he says. This is the straight way, the easy way to come to the mitzvah of loving your friend like yourself. L'kol nefesh miYisrael, and that means every Jewish person. The megadol the adkatan, from every adult to every small child. Since the affairs of the physicality, the body per se, are disgusting to you, and this is not what, it's an interesting thing to think about. I mean, the body, of course, has its natural attractions, and so we answer the question, we keep saying, those natural attractions need to be utilized for things of mitzvah. I have a natural need to eat, but rather than indulge the eating, I eat in the way that the Torah wants me to get. So, and then after a while, the eating like a glutton becomes despicable in one's eyes. So the habit of applying the soul to the body and lifting up the body makes the body alone, with its lustful and slothful attractions, which are the instinct of the body, more disgusting. Since that's the case, and the soul and the spirit, again, now these are two levels, right? The nefesh is the lowest part of the godly soul, which interacts with the body. The spirit is one level above that. And as one practices and gets used to applying the godliness within you to the physical affairs of everyday life and the physical items in life, that begins to create a state of consciousness, which is and you start to think about and know the greatness and the advantage and the virtue of the godly soul over, and how it is designed to lift the animal soul. So this creates a Yodea Gedulas and Mainlas, and you come to know the great advantage of the Nefesh and the Ruach, the Shorshon, as they are even higher, whether in the soul root of your soul and the soul root of all souls, b'mekoiran, in their root and source, be'elakim chayim. So not only individually do you become more of a chariot for God. I mean, the body becomes the horse that pulls the rider being the godly soul now, which is in control, at least for the moment, has dominion over the purely physical, and it lifts it. So that's going on with you. And you also have a sense that this soul, which is within you, is part of a root soul, which encompasses and is invested in the entirety of Klal Yisrael. Because furthermore, not only is your godly soul, but everybody's godly soul is rooted in the shoresh, the root and source, which is in the living God. So therefore, so not only, besides, each of us are very different, right? We're very different, and He's made us very different from each other. But there is a root commonality which we have in front of us, and we put that in front of us, the root and source of all of us. And because of that root that from which we all come from, it's like a family coming from a single father, right? He is, right, one Father in heaven, and He is our Father. So all of us are family from that Father, and therefore all Jewish people are like brothers and sisters to each other. Mitzad shodesh nafsham, because of the root of their souls, b'Hashem echad, in the singular, in the one God. It's just that the bodies show the differences. The soul, yes, the soul has characteristics as well. It has its particular ways in which the powers, the 10 powers, are manifest, but they're rooted is in the one Av Echad L'Kulana, one Father to all of us. Therefore, I say gufam ikr v'nafshim tefela. Therefore, on the other side, one who makes the body the main thing and the soul the secondary thing, which is the opposite of what we just talked about. Since making the soul is the root thing and the main thing and the first thing that you're looking at in terms of both yourself and how you're conducting your body according to the will of the soul, and you understand that this is going on, that all of us are rooted one together. So that lifts up the entirety of existence. And to the extent that that's the opposite, if you make the body the main thing and the soul secondary, it's impossible to come to true love and brotherhood amongst all of us. Ella it will always be something that your love that will always depend on what that person does. Did he do me the favor? Was he nice to me? And all of these little things are going to be the source of whether you decide to like the person or not, instead of looking at that which is common, not only common, but godly in everybody. And this is what Hillel the elder said, Al Kiyam mitzvahs du, on fulfilling this mitzvah, which is V'ahavta lecha kamocha. He said, in other words, to love your friend like yourself, because Av echad lekulanu, because there is one Father to all of us, we're one family. So Hillel said, Zeu kol haTorah kula. This is the entirety of the Torah. The Idach Perusha and the rest of it is just explanation. Key, because you say the Shoresh Kol HaTorah Hu LaHagbir LaAlis Nefesh Ala Guf. Because it's not just, it is that Avis Yisrael is the key, but why is it the key? Because Avis Yisrael is coming from that place where you are living with the sense that we are really all one. And we all have one Father with each other, as he said, because the foundation and the source, the root of all the Torah, is lahagbir la'alis and nefesh ala guf. The whole root of that, and what the fruit of Ahavas Yisrael is making the soul primary over the body. And so the soul leads the body rather than the body leading the soul. And lift that up to, and be in your consciousness, lifting that up to Lamaila, higher and higher, ad ikora b'shorsha, until the very root of the soul, the root, the kol almin, the root of all worlds, the gam, and then also, in other words, lift up with your love, that energy up, higher and higher, into the place which is the source of all things. The gam lahamshik oren soborchu b'chanas Yisrael, and draw down from there that source of love, so that it should be active and present and visible in the which is the Or Ein Sof, as the source of it all, amongst all the entirety of the Jewish community, as will be written a bit later on. I'm going to pause here. Two of you, you have your hand up, or just maybe you have a question or a comment? Okay, because you're off mute. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so fine. Lahainu, where is this place to which all of us resolve upward? It's the Makan Neshamas Kol Yisrael. It's the source of all Jewish souls. Lemeheve echad echad, where we are, and we need to develop the consciousness of our oneness with each other and our oneness with that source, which is the Chelek Elokah, the part of godliness from above, Dafka. And with that consciousness, there will be and can't be any separation amongst the souls. With the consciousness of Av Echad L'Kolanu, one Father to all of us, we're all brothers and sisters, we're all one family, and our deeds that may be difficult to live with, and the things that we get, angry at each other with, can fade away if one is feeling like, well, this is my family, and my family, I love them, and the source of the love is my oneness with my Father in heaven. And on the contrary, if a person doesn't cultivate and live with this, so the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it says in Aramaic, the Holy One, blessed be He, cannot dwell in a blemished place. In other words, the Shekhinah, which is the manifestation of redemption, cannot exist in a place where there is separation amongst Jewish hearts. And on the contrary, Shekhinah redemption does exist when there is unity and love amongst the Jewish parts. Mishikosib, as is written, we say this, right? Bless us, our Father in heaven, as one, meaning we really are one. And bless us that we should have the sense of our oneness. And bless us in the light of your face. And as we always or occasionally try to point out, panecha, face, means panemius, your innermost dimension. Bless us with the revelation of your face, which is the revelation of your panemius. And is written in another place, I'm not sure where that is, at length. And that's today's time. Ahavas Yisrael. I mean, it's just such interesting, right? How it's the key and it's the model of expression of the singularity of God in everything. Comments, questions? Therefore, next time some other Jewish person irks me, I'm not going to fall for it. Ahavas Yisrael. Anybody want to offer besides that? Any other behain, therefore? Quiet group today. Okay. Then short and hopefully sweet, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.